Real quick, before we start the video, I just have a real quick question for my regular subscribers. I'm turning movement smoothing off so you can see how frantic and ADHD I actually am behind the camera. I'm a very frantic boy. I just want to know, do you prefer having accurate tracking where I'm like legitimately shaking because I have severe ADHD and I just kind of shake sometimes? Or do you prefer me having the movement smoothing on so that I look like a normal functioning human being when I move? Just let me know what you prefer. I'll be turning it off throughout the video, so if you find this distracting, let me know and I'll turn it back on in future videos. Anyway, on to the news! So the first video I wanted to talk about today was I saw quote retweets of this in this similar vein, talking about how there is some sort of predator in our community. And you know, as a news VTuber, I obviously want to call out anyone who is a predator in our community. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's open up this TwitLonger and see what's going on. Now, I've said this 100 times before and I'll say it 100 times more. 99% of the time, this is all hearsay, and even if there are screenshots can be faked. So we always take these with a grain of salt, but we still want to be aware of what the accusations are, so we have the ability to be aware and protect ourselves from predators in the community. All right, everyone on the same page? Good. Spreading awareness about a certain individual in the VTubing community. Today I want to shed light on something pretty serious and raise awareness for minors, especially in the VTubing community, since this community is where the person decided to stay. Back in 2016, I became friends with a group of people on a singing app, and one of the girls was also a minor at that time and introduced me to someone who went by and still goes by the username Naranar. I found out recently that he is in the VTuber community, and when I saw his name, I remembered how uncomfortable he made me. Unfortunately, like many other children who grow up on the internet, I was subjected to adults with predatory behaviors. He was one of those people. He wasn't the worst out of my encounters with pedophiles, but still, a pedophile is a pedophile. Amen. I was 16 at the time, and he was 18 going on 19. Comments can debate on whether 16 and 18 is pedophilia. Age gaps are weird. Everyone has their own opinion. Debate in the comments whether or not you think that's acceptable. I'll leave that up to the comment section. He was going to college while I was still a sophomore, to put it into a little bit more perspective. All right. We talked normally at first, and then he started making sexual jokes and comments towards me, and said pretty gross things about his girlfriend at the time, who he told me was 15. Alright. He also used to spam call me, and when we went on Rabbit, the fuck is Rabbit? Oh, watch parties. Okay. Rabbit has changed their name to Cast, and they allow you to do watch parties and share your screen and all that jazz. Okay, cool. And when we went on the screen sharing website, he would try to pressure me to turn on my camera and video voice chat because I was usually way too uncomfortable to do either thing around him most of the time. I had blocked him once, then was begged by a girl that introduced me to him to add him back a year or so later. This is one thing that I find strange. I've never understood this, but this is a pattern in stories like this that I've never understood. It is very common for people who are predators, or at the very least accused of being predators, very often have women who are on their side that sort of, I don't know if you want to call it grooming other girls, round them up and excuse their behavior. I've never understood it. Why do women hang out with sus guys and then perpetually excuse their behavior? Anyway, she was pressured to add him back a year or so later. He begged her to beg me or something. That's what she basically said to me, at least, so I did. Then blocked him a final time shortly after because I wanted nothing to do with him anymore. When he was confronted about his behaviors by a friend of mine, he made it seem as if it was something to be taken lightly, sort of like an, oh my god, I was so cringe, wow, lol. I really hate it when people act shitty and then try to pass it off as a joke. Like, bro, it's not a joke. You weren't being cringe, you're being an asshole. Lamau cringe is not an excuse for bad behavior, ever. This is all accusation, so I'm not saying, 100% that he is a creepy asshole. We will look at the screenshots in just a bit, but I will say with confidence, all of them do this. Everyone who's ever been a creeper always tries to play it off as a joke. Always. And he never apologized to her, so that I didn't need to face him myself since I was uncomfortable doing so. I'll be putting screenshots in the thread after posting this. Thank you for reading. Alright, let's check out the screenshots. First impressions. 18 going on 19, talking to a 16-year-old. I can see how that would be problematic. Unambiguously, trying to pressure someone to do something that they've repeatedly told you they don't want to do is dickish behavior. Let's take a look at these screenshots. I mean, I was just saying hi isn't bad, right? Wait, how old is she again? 15? Underage boobs, Lamau. Okay, that's genuinely weird and creepy. People do this shit all the time, where they say what they really feel, but they over-exaggerate it and try to play it off as a joke. People do that all the time, and it's really annoying. I hate it personally. She is underage. She's got mature boobs, though. That's really creepy. I don't like that at all. That's admittedly very weird. That's very creepy. Let's pretend for a moment that it's 0% weird to find a 16-year-old girl attractive as an adult. Let's just pretend for a moment that there's nothing weird about that. Actively saying, underage boobs is really fucking creepy. I don't care if you're 18 and they're 17. If you're going out of your way to comment on how they're underage, that's fucking creepy. What are you guys doing? I bet you're doing dirty things. Ask him if he wants a blowjob. Lol, lewd thoughts 101. No. What you up to, girl? What's up, girl? Not much. I did chores, ate some food, and I'm gonna take a shower. It's also my little brother's birthday. Wet boobs. I can definitely see how someone like this would make people uncomfortable. Let's pretend for a moment that he's 100% kidding with zero malicious intent, right? Let's say we live in a world where there's absolutely nothing creepy about this. It would still be totally reasonable for them to feel uncomfortable and not want to hang out with them. This is creepy. Bro, let's see, what is this? 1, 2, 8, 9, 10. That's too many fucking calls. I don't care what the context is. This is not okay ever. This is fucking annoying. The type of people who do this sort of shit have problems. Nobody who spams you 10 times in a row is 100% harmless. Fucking hate this and everyone who does this. And then he does it again, spamming calls. And the way he's just refusing to not take no for an answer. If I say I don't want to be in there, I mean it. Fine. God, what a cunt. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think this guy is a creep. Can we all agree that even if everyone involved was 18, that this is still irritating, creepy behavior that shouldn't be tolerated? Naranar. I would stay away from Naranar. Don't support someone who's this aggressively creepy and irritating. That's the situation. That's my 2 cents. I'd love to hear your comments down below. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is Bao having her art tags spammed with bots that are stealing fan art that are meant for her, copying it, and then pretending to be the original artist. I fucking hate this. I genuinely fucking cannot stand this. I have a very big place in my heart for artists. They put in so many hours to produce such good work, and people constantly shit on artists. They complain about rates. They complain about the way it looks. Wham, wham, wham. People give artists so much crap despite the fact that the entire VTuber community is literally built on the backs of artists. If you were in the VTuber community at all, support artists. So when I see artists not getting the recognition they deserve, when I see their art getting stolen, I'm pissed. I hate this. This might seem like a small issue to do, like, what are you gonna do? That's the internet. No, artists are important. At the very least, they're important to me. This is not the only art piece I see this happening to, so let's take a look. Sasuri, Manicore VTuber. My art for Bao, what happened to it? We got Petey Wheatstraw, GS Sue, Joyce Whittier. All of these people copy-pasting her artwork and putting it up on their own timeline as if they made it. That is really fucking shitty. Also, real quick, really smart idea here. Really good idea that I think artists should do in general. Do you see how there's artwork in a very particular style? And then immediately below that is the original artist with an image in their art style overlaid on top of it to prove that this is their artwork. You know that she's the original artist because she's showing you that she draws in this art style. You know what I'm saying? So bravo to Sasori for doing that. So since there's really very little that we can do about this, the most we can do is report it, and we should. Please, if you ever see stolen artwork, absolutely report it. If you are upset that Sasori got her artwork stolen, do Sasori a favor, give her a follow, give her streams a watch. Even if you don't have the money to support them financially, give them some love. Just let them know that you appreciate them. The next thing that I want to talk about is that Vox Akuma caught some shit because he was on a stream and he randomly said, "Your mom's a hoe," as a joke. He was saying it to Sonny Brisko, another VTuber.
He's weak, get it! Oh my sword. No!
Sonny Brisko, your mom's a hoe.
Excuse me? What did you say about my mom?
I said whoever threw the axe, your mom's a hoe.
And people got ridiculously offended. Now, in fairness, I think that might be a cultural thing, because I think Sonny Brisko is a Chinese VTuber and Vox is an American, and your mama jokes in America are very common. And the vibe that I've been getting is that in China, insulting someone's mom is like genuinely offensive. So if Vox genuinely said something offensive and Sonny was offended, then it totally makes sense for him to apologize. But Vox did apologize, and he said he talked to Sonny Brisko about it and they patched up and they don't have beef anymore. But people are still like screeching mad about it. Like, it's a stupid your mom joke and people are calling for his graduation. Look at this shit. I just want to know when Vox Akuma could graduate. Like, what is with the hate? Please graduate immediately, Vox. And this is not a new phenomena either. We've got a tweet from like August 13th. Good night, feeling evil, praying Vox graduates. The amount of hatred and disgust I have for him and the rest of Niji besides the dragon duo. What motivates you to have so much hate for a goofy fucking VTuber? Why are you so angry? What motivates you to be so upset? They're just a VTuber. And like I said, this is not new. This is from the 13th of August, which is before the recent drama. Even back on like August 9th, Vox just going, "How I'm sleeping right now." Cute little chibi emote of him sleeping. Please graduate and stop hurting people. Bro, I have genuinely no idea why Vox gets so much shit. I think people are taking him way too seriously. But it seems like Vox takes this sort of shit really well. He seems to be pretty unfazed by it. He's been getting calls for graduation for weeks, and he's just out here like, "I love Bowser so much, if anything happened to him, I think I would throw myself into a black hole." That's so stupid. Also, can I just say, absolutely love Chibi just chiming in, "Back off, my man." Oh, I love it. You love to see it. The next thing I want to cover is Chibidoki. I'm going to expose Chibi and her lies. She has been lying to us, boys, and we're not gonna take it anymore. We're not gonna take it. Roll the clip.
I'm gonna be honest, if me telling you I've never touched grass surprises you, you're gonna be really surprised about a lot of other things this anime woman is lying to you about.
Lots of things. Lots of them.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? That's not her real voice. It turns out women don't actually talk like squeak toys. This is an outrage. Burn the witch. I genuinely wonder sometimes if people like see clips of that and like get genuinely offended. "Oh my god, you don't actually sound like a fucking chipmunk." Unfollow, unsubscribe. It's so dumb. Like, it's obviously a voice, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if she's gonna have like a Snuffy moment, because I remember Snuffy used to do like the fake high-pitched anime girl voice, and when she revealed her low voice, everyone loved it, and now she just does her normal voice.
You guys promise that you won't judge me, right? You'll still like me? I promise. I probably will still talk like this normally, just because it's what I've been used to.
This is my actual voice. This is what my voice actually sounds like.
What are the odds that Chibi is gonna have the exact same outcome and then just do her normal voice from now on? Also, I do want to point out how funny it is that women speaking in their normal, slightly lower register speaking voice is a mommy voice. That's not a mommy voice, my guys. That's just how normal women speak. I think there are a handful of like terminally online people who genuinely think that women talk like they do in anime. Comment down below if you prefer natural women speaking voice to the high-pitched anime girl voice. No hate to people who prefer the anime voice. Obviously people prefer the anime voice a lot of the times, otherwise they wouldn't do it if it wasn't a popular thing. It's totally preference. Anyone can like whatever they want, and the women who are VTubers can do whatever voice they want. I don't care, but let me know what your preference is down below. Do you like the mommy voice or do you like the anime girl voice? The next story I want to talk about is about Vexoria. Also, thank you to Chaotic Keyblade for the tag. So let's take a look at what's going on with Vexoria, shall we? Vex shares a Twitter account with Zolon, and they are saying that if you see people spreading Vex's real name or real life info, we ask you not to engage, and please block and report the posts. The police have been notified of stalking and harassment, and we will be speaking with them further for our protection. Please do not attack the other user or users. Please do not attempt to contact with them. Please do not harass them. Please merely block and report the post so that this may end while we look into legal protection for our family. Thank you. Sounds like some pretty serious business. So let's take a look at the details that Zolon has for us about this doxing situation with Vex. So he says, "Hi all, unfortunate news this evening. For several months, Vex and I have been dealing with a stalker, a user who was banned from this community for breaking rules and a history of dangerous behavior. Unfortunately, this person has escalated and is now posting Vex's private information." And then he goes on to restate what he said previously. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a ton of information about this stalker, but just please be advised that if you get any information about Vex or any other VTuber regarding their real identity, just report them, block them, and move on with your day, and don't engage with trolls. And that's all I have on that particular situation. And the last thing that I wanted to mention is that Mysta just reached 900k. My man's almost at 1 million subscribers. That just makes me unambiguously happy. I'm so glad to see, VTubers succeeding, popping off, especially male VTubers. It gives me hope that I have the chance to succeed like this one day. Don't tell anyone, but I'm secretly hoping to eventually stop doing news content and do normal VTuber shit. But that's all I got for you today, guys. Bye!